Ladies and gentlemen, in this video we're going to be looking at Cardano, the 5th largest cryptocurrency in the world, and we're also going to be looking at some scenarios that could result in Cardano breaking out and exploding in price, and also some scenarios that could result in Cardano dipping. And even if you're not invested in Cardano specifically, consider watching this still, because this also relates to cryptocurrencies in general. And while I'm setting everything up, I want to make sure that I'm actually live streaming and that all the sound is right. So I'm going to pull up the live stream on my laptop real quick, y'all. Give me a second. Let me make sure y'all can actually hear me. Okay, so let's get into this. The first thing I want to talk about, one of the before we get started, consider subscribing, because on this channel we look at investment opportunities that we believe in the long term. Cardano is one of those investment opportunities. So if that message resonates with you, consider subscribing. Anyway, the first video we're going to look at is by a YouTuber called Crypto Capital Venture, and the title of the video is a crypto dip coming? And it's just something I'm trying to get into and learn better is technical analysis, that perspective of things. That's something that I'm personally trying to get better, and hopefully we learn together. So the first thing I want to mention is that this was uploaded yesterday, April Fool's, so today's the 2nd, so it's not much of a delay here. You know what I mean? In crypto, a day is kind of considered a long time, but it's not a week or anything. So the first thing I want to get into is the first chapter, called his short-term concern with the Bitcoin price right now. And you might be thinking, Bitcoin? I thought this video was by Cardano. The Bitcoin price influences all cryptocurrencies, so this is important to look at. Let's get into it.
And it really, long story short, and I'm going to break it all down for you, but long story short, right now what I'm watching is the Bitcoin chart, and it's the swing high, all-time high, to that swing low. Very nice move for Bitcoin that we saw. And really, the entire story here is actually very bullish looking, but it's the short-term move that the more this happens, the more maybe concerned I get for the short term. And that's just this resistance area. And we've been talking about this, right? This 786 to the 618, this is a huge resistance area. So it's no surprise Bitcoin entered it, and look at it. It is just proving itself to be crazy resistance. What we want to see Bitcoin do, and it's wicked up there a few times, is that 786 line around $59,400. We want to see Bitcoin start closing above it. I don't know how many more times I can say it, but Bitcoin's not doing it. And so,
yeah, I don't know what a 786 line is, but I will say that from my understanding, what he's saying is that this is the resistance that Bitcoin is struggling to go past. And this is an important concept to understand, what a resistance line is in crypto, or in stocks in general, because a resistance line is basically the price that is struggling to go past, and a support line would be this line down here, or hold up, it would be this right here, where it's struggling to go back further down. So that's a concept that I wanted to bring up, and a potential concern for Bitcoin in general and cryptocurrencies in general, because you never know if it's struggling to go past here. He's basically saying he's concerned that it could go down and down and down and start testing the support line. But that's basically what I wanted to bring up, the concept of a resistance line. If we go on to the next video, which is, will this Cardano breakout happen? This is the upside potential for Cardano, on the technical analysis side of things. So the first chapter he talks about is the first step to Cardano breakout. So this is the first thing that has to be, I guess, confirmed, from my understanding.
Yesterday. And there's also data to suggest what upside would look like. And so I want to start here. This is from a clip from March 31st. Cardano needs to break this entire Fibonacci resistance, and it's already acted as resistance. 618 line tested, 618 line tested, failed both times. So in the short term, my question is this: can Cardano make a move to that area? So that's what we've been tracking. And this hourly chart, I know it's driving a lot of you insane, because Cardano truly is just trading sideways. But look, here's this Fibonacci resistance we talked about. Swing high to swing low, back up into Fibonacci resistance. And I mean, it's happened 1, 2, this is what I was talking about in the other video, 3, and now look, just overnight, again, Cardano failing. It's failing at that $1.23 to $1.26 area. So the reason I'm bringing up resistance is because if we're talking about a bullish breakout, this is that first area. And since Cardano has been testing it so much, at this point, we don't want to see just a trickle into it and finally above it. We want to see an explosive move through at this point.
You hear that, y'all? The concept we was just talking about, the resistance line in the previous video that we looked at, how Bitcoin was testing its resistance line. So what this guy is saying, Crypto Capital Venture, shout out to him. What he's saying that the more that Cardano tests its own resistance line, we see it once, twice, 3, maybe 4 down here, and then 5th one right here. He's expecting potentially the price to explode, not just, trickle upwards. And so that's an important thing to grasp. I'm not too familiar with technical analysis, but I am understanding this concept, and hopefully you guys feel similar. The next one is, will this type of ADA breakout happen again? So basically what he's doing in this chapter here, he's taking a historic move that Cardano has done, like a historic pattern, and basically using history as a guide. So he's looking at, okay, what was the trigger that led to Cardano breaking out previously, and are we seeing that trigger or signal now?
11th, something really big could happen to the upside for Cardano. So let's do this. Let's take a speculative scenario and place it on our charts. So the speculative scenario I'm doing actually is based off of this daily chart. We just talked about the similar move in November, going into December, blast off, right? And this consolidation area is very similar to what's transpiring here. Even the 50-day moving average.
That's the signal I was talking about. At least I believe. I believe so. That's the trigger or the signal. 50, what did he say? 50.
Transpiring here. Even the 50-day moving average touch.
50-day moving average touch.
Right at the swing low down here, similar to this 50-day moving average touch, as the 20-day moving average being pulled into it. So let's look at this explosive move for Cardano and place it on a 6-hour chart. So this is what we're using the bars pattern, what you see here in purple, and it's really this explosive move for Cardano to the upside out of this pattern that we had here, and just that next bullish move. It's this entire move charted on our real-time charts today. And so this is what we're looking at potentially. Very speculative, everybody. This could be exact. It truly could. It happens. Bitcoin has been just putting in so much.
Yeah. So it's just, I know might be very speculative. I like to look at the fundamental side of things, long-term vision of the team. But there is some room for this because, short-term, people want to know when to get in, maybe. For me, I'm dollar cost averaging. But people want to be comfortable before they jump in, I guess. And it's interesting to look at that side of things. The next thing, okay, so this ADA move would be insane. This is potentially using history as a guide to estimate where Cardano could go in the near term, in the short term. Like what price it could reach. And it looks like he's saying around $2. So that would be a doubling in price.
Happen here. Cardano would be making an explosive move through this short-term Fibonacci resistance that we just looked at on the hourly. So this is what it looks like on the 6-hour. Making a move finally through resistance. And you can even see break up, coming back down, testing that resistance for supports. And all the while I chart this, if you take this previous swing high upper trend line touch to swing low, and we pull this over, look at that.
Yeah, and that's a concept that I want to also mention is the resistance that it was previously struggling to go past, which was here, I believe, somewhere around here. It was struggling to go past here. And the way I like to look at it is kind of a sandwich. I don't know if this analogy makes sense, But this first layer of the sandwich, right? This was the resistance line, or the top bun. This was a support line, or the lower bun. So once it goes past this first layer, and moves on to the next sort of move for Cardano, this would be considered, I guess, the second layer of the sandwich, which this top bun then becomes the support for the next layer. And he's suggesting that once it goes past this, hopefully it won't go further down, or at least it would struggle to go further down to here. And yeah, and that's in the next few days, week or so. So this is just, speculation using history as a guide, which isn't perfect, but it's a good short-term maybe estimate that if you haven't got into Cardano and you believe in the vision, you believe in the team, and you believe in it as an investment long-term, this could potentially be the time. With that being said, consider subscribing, bro. We look over investment opportunities that we believe in, and hopefully that resonates with you. Thank you. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.